Hello students, in today's video I will teach you how to efficiently use the rooks in the game of chess. Their movement is perhaps simplest to understand, but beginners find it difficult to utilize them. First of all, you have to understand that rooks belong on open files, where there are no pawns, semi-open files, where only one player has a pawn, or files that have potential to be opened. Once we get control over a file, we want to invade into the opponent's position with our rook, usually to the 7th or the 8th ranks, from where we will cause damage. Let's start with the easiest example. The position in front of you occurred in a game between my student and opponent. Both players were rated around 1000. Since I have taught my student in private classes how to use the rook, he did not hesitate to play the right move in this position and put the rook on the open file with rook f to c1. That rook could go to that square as well. Their opponent played the move bishop to d7, and now once we got control over the file, we want to invade into the opponent's position, and that's what the rook to c7 move does. We are now hitting a lot of targets. Our opponent played bishop to f5, my student grabbed the pawn. Our opponent grabbed the pawn as well. Now he played the other rook to c1 in order to make it active. After f5, we now get the second rook to the 7th rank, and once the two rooks are connected, now we can start grabbing things that are protected ones by black. After the move rook to f7, we were able to capture, and yes, this is a real game, rated 1000 on chess.com, rook to b8, and soon my student was able to deliver a mate. This game was solidly won by one's player ability to activate the rooks. Black failed to make use of the rooks and lost. Now let's move on to a more complicated example. Let's take a look at this position. If you would like, you can pause the video and try to think what would you play here with the black pieces if you had this position. It seems that black has a very nice position. We have good knight against bad bishop. Our knight is on an outpost, active, untouchable by the bishop or opponent's pawns, and opponent's bishop is on the long diagonals, restricted by its own pawns. But it's not clear how to increase the pressure and win a pawn. A lot of the people would play moves like queen c5 or queen to b4 here with black, which are not bad moves. But the problem is that after a move like king g2, this rook is not helping black's pieces to apply more pressure on a pawn c4 or a pawn like e4. So we have to find a way to get this rook into the game, and then the move like queen c5 and queen b4 will win us a game. Another important detail here is that white is unable to play a move like queen e7 and invade our position because we have a discovered attack knight to f3, and then we can capture the rook on d2. And the grandmaster's move here was queen f8. They're simply conquering the a file. Now rook is ready to go there, where it will be able to invade the opponent's position on one of the squares along the a file. In the game, master played king to g2. Once again, they cannot play queen to a7 because there is this knight f3. And after bishop moves, you drop the rook. Black is winning some material. So after queen f8 in the game, king g2 was played. Then we can play rook a8, the queen b1. Then black was invading with the queen as well. And after a couple of moves with the rook attacking white's position as well, we were able to coordinate our pieces to attack the weak pawns, and white dropped the pawn, after which we're also threatening to conquer the b pawn, and white soon lost the game. So the key idea was here to involve this rook into the game, where it will be able to attack vulnerable pawn of white by placing the queen on f8 and then playing rook a8. Let's take a look at another example. You could pause the video over here and think, what's the right way here for white to utilize the rooks? In the previous examples, I showed you how rooks can be used along the files. This time, I will show you how rook can be used along the rank. This is called rook lift. Our idea is to move the rook somewhere to g3 or h3, from where we will be able to attack the black's king. In the game, queen e7 was played, white played rook to h3. And black didn't sense the danger, played the move bishop to d7, after which, thanks to this rook on h3, white was able to play queen h5 and already create a mating threat of queen takes h7. Black played h6, white tried to open up the black's king by sacrificing. Takes happened, and black resigned because white's queen is coming to h7 on the next move, and checkmate in general is inevitable here for black. If you're enjoying the video, considering hiring me as your personal online chess coach, my contacts are on the right. Subscribe to my chess channel to never miss a video. It's absolutely free. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.